5 days since UST, Terra's native stablecoin, has depegged from the dollar. Currently looking at it on CoinGecko, it's at 18 cents. But over the last 24 hours, Luna is up over 300%. Could it be due to Kwon releasing this Terra Ecosystem revival plan? Let's take a look at what he says here. There's been several community and validator groups discussing launching a fork on Terra Chain to make the ecosystem whole from the UST depegging event. Wanted to offer my perspective on how this should be done. As of this time, there are still several $billion worth of UST, and the value of Luna token has fallen to essentially zero. Even if the peg were to eventually restore after the last marginal buyers and sellers have capitulated, the holders of Luna have so severely been liquidated and diluted that we will lack the ecosystem to build back from the ashes. While a decentralized economy does need decentralized money, UST has lost too much trust with its users to play the role. So what remains? While UST has been the central narrative of Terra's growth story over the last year, the Terra ecosystem and its community is what is worth preserving. We've built up one of the largest and most vibrant developer communities in crypto, with some of the smartest minds in the world working on products with the best UI/UX. Terra Station has a large install base with 1 million plus users across the world. Although in distress, strong brand recognition and a name that almost everyone in the world will have heard about. The Terra community must reconstitute the chain to preserve the community and the developer ecosystem. Validators should reset the network ownership to 1 billion tokens distributed among 0.1, 400 million or 40% to Lunar holders before the depegging event. The last $1 tick before the depeg on Binance should be reasonable. BLuna, LunaX, and Luna held in contracts should also be recipients, minus the Terraform Labs account. The new chain should be community owned. Preserving decent ownership of the network and its strongest believers and builders is important. Point number 2. 400 million or 40% to UST holders pro rata at the time of the new network upgrade. UST holders need to be made whole as much as possible. Point number 3. 100 million or 10% to Luna holders at the final moment of the chain halt. Last-minute marginal Luna buyers should be compensated for their role in attempting to provide stability for the network. Point number 4. 100 million or 10% to the community pool to fund future development. All Luna besides the third tranche should be staked at the network genesis state. The network should incentivize its security with a reasonable inflation rate, say 7%, as fees will no longer be enough to pay for security without the swap fees. Call to action. Why does this redistribution make sense? UST holders need to own a large share of the network. As the network's debt holders, they deserve to be compensated for the token they have been holding to the end. Terra needs a community to continue to grow and make its block space valuable again. The only way to do this is to make sure that the token holders before the attack commenced, the most loyal community members and builders, stick around to keep providing value. It's a hard balance, and no easy answer in redistributing value within the network. But value must be distributed to allow the ecosystem to survive, and in its current state it will not. The future of the Terra network. The rallying cry for the Terra community has always been, a decentralized economy needs decentralized money. This is an exciting vision, and while UST has not been successful, the Terra community will find ways of iterating on the idea at some point in the future. But the priority now should be to preserve this amazing ecosystem and to make as many users and builders as possible. Terra should first preserve its L1, and the community should gather to discuss decentralized money once the dust is settled. I hope the community can achieve speedy consensus on how to revive the Terra ecosystem. I'll always be here. So yeah, that's Doe's plan for ecosystem revival, and I do think it has contributed to the Luna price bump. Prior to this, he hadn't made an official statement in terms of a go forward plan. So this is definitely going to impact the price, although invest at your own risk. Thanks, and follow for more content like this.